Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic for today's second video. Now, I promise I am trying to find the quietest spot in the flat, but I've got bin lorries on one side, I've got building work behind me. I'm just going to have to go for it and apologize for any noise. Hopefully it'll be fairly quiet for the next however long it takes me to look at this puzzle by Jadawo, who sent this to us. I have to admit, he sent it in time for August the 26th, but we didn't do it in time for August the 26th. And the reason that matters is because this puzzle is commemorating the third anniversary of Cracking the Cryptic first solving a Sudoku. And you can see that August the 26th is enshrined in the given digits here, and 26 on the diagonal as well. So it's going to be interesting. I'll tell you all the rules in a moment. First, I do want to trail Scott Strossal's Pirate Puzzle Hunt, which is coming up on the 1st, and that'll be available to our Patreons. So do sign up as a Patreon and support the channel anyway. Why not? It's going to be really good, actually. It's going to be really good. Right, back to this puzzle. What we have here, there's quite a bunch of rules, but they're very interesting, I think. So, normal Sudoku rules, fine. Also, we have diagonals. So these two marked diagonals are the numbers 1 to 9, as are the blue cells, which are the center of every 3x3 box. That's a set of 1 to 9 as well. Now, what's going on in the other colored boxes? Well, in box 3, we have a magic square. So each row, column, and 3-cell diagonal adds up to the same number. In box 5, which is green, every digit in it contributes to a 2-cell prime number, read either across from left to right or down. So, for instance, we could have 53 there. That's quite possible. It's also then possible for the 3 to help form a 31 going down. And the key point is that every number in the box is contributing to a 2-digit prime number. And then in the purple cell, the purple box, it's a slightly different. This is the square box, and every 2-digit square is in this box. Again, either reading across or down. Now, the rule is slightly different. Not every number in this box has to contribute to the squares. I guess I have a feeling the number 7 cannot be in the numbers that contribute to the squares. But again, we could have, I suppose we could have 16 and 64 reading down like that. So those are the rules. That's what we've got. We've got a, what was this one? A magic square, a prime square, and a square square. As well as those diagonal Sudoku rules, and one little killer clue, which is adding this diagonal to make it 26. So that's what we have, and do have a go at the puzzle on the link below the video, and I'm going to have a go now, so let's get cracking. Well, let's start with a magic square. Now, if you've watched any videos in which we've mentioned magic squares before, you know that a 3x3 magic square, its rows and columns add up to 15, and they do that by having a 5 in the middle, odd numbers orthogonally connected, and even numbers at the corners. And look, we've got a 2, 6 there looking at those corners, so they have to be 4, 8, opposite 2, 6 up here. Don't think that tells me anything about the odd numbers, unfortunately. It does put a 5 on the diagonal and in the blue cells. And that doesn't help much. So, the primes, I don't know. I mean, the fact that every cell is in a prime. Oh, I can see that for the last cell, yeah, for this cell, that has to be one of the numbers that can end a 2-digit prime, which are 1, 3, 7, and 9. Because it must either form a 2-digit number that way or a 2-digit number that way. Remember, every number in here contributes to a 2-digit prime. But once I've said that, I've kind of said everything. I don't know. I suppose one's going to have to be careful about how to distribute 1, 3, 7 and 9. 5, although it's odd, it cannot end a 2-digit prime because it must be divisible by 5. So one of them can be here. One of them must end a digit that begins here. So one of those two has to be 1. And there's also got to be 1 in one of those two cells. No, not necessarily. They could be... Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think we're going to need more information, but I can see how the distribution of 1, 3, 7 and 9 is going to be quite significant there. This 26, I don't think that's very useful yet. Its average is 5.2, so that's not helpful till towards the end, I imagine. So let's have a look at this squares square. Now, the squares are 16, 25, 36, 49, 64 and 81. So they're using all the digits apart from 3 and 7. Ah, there's a lot of 6s in that. 16, 36 and 64. So the 6 can't be in any of these cells because 2 different numbers have to begin with the 6. And it can't be in any of these cells because 2 different numbers... No, because 1 number has to start with the 6. It can't be in that one. The 6 is in one of these 3. If the 6 was there, 4 would be here. That's not possible because the 4 has to contribute to 49. So the 6 is here. One of these, forget 6 now, one of them is 4, and the 9 must be here because 64 has to be in the cell, in the square, and 49 has to be in it too. So I don't know which of these is the 4, but I know the 9 is there. Now, the 16 is the end of both 13, 36 and 16, and look, that 1 is telling us which way round 3 and 1 go. So now we've got 16, 36, 64, 49. We've got 81, that must be here, and we've got 25 to put in. So that's either here, but that's not possible because the 5 would clash with that. So we can put in 25 here, finish off the 4, and suddenly that square is done. That is beautiful. Right, and that 8 is sorting out our 4, 8. Now we can use the diagonals to make 15, so this is a 6 and that's a 2. Then we can just finish off all of these runs of 3 around this have to make 15. So 8 and 4 is plus 3, 2 plus 4 plus 9, do your maths right, 2 plus 6 plus 7. And that's the magic square done and the square square. Now, how is this helping us with the primes at all? I really don't think it is. Okay, let's fill in the Sudoku triples that's giving us here. 1, 5, 6, 2, 8, 9, and 3, 4, 7. Okay, how about these blue cells? 5, 6, 7. Ah, this one is very limited. 8, 2, 9, and 1 it can see. That is 3 or 4. How does that help? No idea. What about this one, actually? Oh, yes, this can see everything on the diagonal. 8, 6, 9, 4, 5, 7. So this can still be 1, 2, or 3. 2 of which are 2 of these 1, 3, 7, 9 numbers. How does that help? Okay, well, I was sort of on the verge of working out what happens with the 1, 3, 7, 9 numbers. One of them goes there. Now, if there was another one here, there still has to be 1 in one of these two, so that's 3. And then the only way to only use 1 more is... Oh, no, it's not. This is not a possible arrangement, almost exactly as I suspected, because then try and just picture those cells as containing primes. Well, in fact, look, I'll just write them in for now. Let's say that was a 9, that was a 3, and 7, say, had to be in one of those two. Then what's going to be in these two cells? 1 has to be... I mean, what is going to be in these two cells? How can they form prime numbers? Well, you could put a 1 in one of them and have 71. Or something else 1. But in the other one, it would have to be one of 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. So it wouldn't be forming a prime number that way. And if you'd used up the 1 over there, you couldn't form a prime number that way. And that works the other way around. So that arrangement is not possible. There is a prime here. I'm going to colour that yellow. Yellow's stupid. Let's colour it orange. There's definitely a prime here. Now, I think I've just proved there cannot be a prime here because there has to be one there, and then these two cells can't work. So there is not a prime here. So out of 1, 2, and 3, that is 2. Now there is a prime in one of these two, and now there's either a prime, yeah, there's got to be a prime in one of those two so that that can be part of a prime number. And there's got to be one in one of those two, but I don't know which one. And now the 2 has to be part of a prime number, so there has to be one here. Because the 2 can't end a prime number. So, how do you use that? Well, anyway, maybe we can use the 2 in the center. That's not a 2 now. 2, 5, 7, 6... 8 can't... these both can't be 8 or 9 or 1. Yes, this cell, yeah, that's the way to look at it. This cell is seeing 8, 9, 5, 1 in the row and 2, 7, 6 in the blue cells. So that's 3 or 4 like that. So this is now a naked single 7, one of those weird naked singles created by a hypothetical pair. Now we've got 1, 8, and 9 to put in these cells. That one can't be 1 because it's in the row. So now we've got a weird little 8, 9 pair. This is 1. How does that help? Well, maybe it does. Well, no, maybe let's look at the diagonal. 7, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1 is on one of these ends of the diagonal here because it's not in this box. And 8 is not there or there either. So 8 is also on the diagonal in that box with the 1s. 3 and 9 are down here. I can actually place them, oops, thanks to the 9 in the bottom right corner. What about this diagonal then? 9, 6, 8, 2. Well, this can't be 9. It can't be 1 now because of the box. So that's 3 or 7. 9, 6, 8, 2. This can't be 1, so it's 3, 4, 5, or 7. I have a feeling I can eliminate that down a bit in a moment. That's 1 or 5. That's all it can be given what it can see. 8, 2, 6, 7, 1, 3. That's 4 or 5. It can't be the 9 because that's there. Now this cell, I have a suspicion this cannot be a prime. One of these two has to be a prime to make that part of a prime number. So one of those two is a prime. One of these two is a prime to make the 2 part of a prime number. We know one of these two is a prime because one of them is a 1. And I'm talking about, 1, 3, 7, and 9, not primes, but prime enders. And the 4th one is there. So this cannot be one of those prime enders. It can't be 3 or 7. So now we've got a 4, 5 pair on the diagonal. This is a 3. That's mad. That's a 4. Doesn't sort out my 8, 9 yet. So keep going maybe on this cell, or maybe not. I've got a 9 I can put in one of those 2 cells. And one of those 3, I don't think this is going to get me very far. 7, though, is also in those. They are from 1, 5, 7 and 9. Up here, 3, 7, 2, 6. These are, ooh, that's 4, 5 or 9. That's 1, 4 or 5. I don't know. I mean, these contain 3 and 8, but having said that, I've got nothing else. I think I'm going to have to look at this box again. I don't want to miss any regular Sudoku though. Let me just look around. 6 is in a corner here. Ah, 9's on this 26 diagonal. I think I am going to just colour that so I remember it. Let's go with red. That won't get in the way of the other reds. I think it may still be too early to use that. That's 2, 4 or 8. That's 2, 4, 8 or 9. This one sees 3, 7, 4, 9, 2. This one sees 3, 6, 1, 7. I don't know. Might as well sketch in these possibilities. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. But I mean, it's got a huge maximum 43 and its minimum is 18. I mean, that's not very helpful yet. Okay, so I am coming back to this cell. Right. Now, I think what we worked out earlier is that whichever one of these is a 1 is being used in a prime connecting to it. Because otherwise, it's just not fulfilling a useful function. Then you'd, if the 1 on these edges wasn't the end of a prime, it would have to be the beginning of a prime. You'd be using up 2 of your prime enders there and 1 there. It just wouldn't work. Okay, so the 1 is being used in a prime. So there's 1 prime either here or in its symmetrical counterpart here. That means you can't waste a prime ender in the beginning of that because you're going to need one to end the 8 and therefore also the 2. So if that was 1 prime, 2-digit number, there'd be another one here. You've got 2 of your enders, a third one here. This is going to have to end in the 4th one. So the prime endings are either those 4 or the symmetrical opposite, which is those 4. And what does that mean? Oh God, what am I doing? 3 on the diagonal. So that's 7. Sorry. Well, maybe this helps. I just think there's so many prime possibilities. This, and there's a 4-5 pair there. This is 1. Actually, let's just see if this takes us somewhere else first. So let's get rid of those corner marks. We've got a 5, 7, 9 triple. Now up here we've got a 4, 5, 9 triple. Ah. So we know where 9 is. 9 is there. And not there. 9, 3, 6, 1, 7, 4, 5, 9. So this is 1, 3, 8. Let's get rid of the corner marks and fill them in. I can't narrow those down, but never mind. Okay, 7 there. So 37, 47, 57. I think, no, 37 and 47 are prime. 67. That's not a lot of use. Ah, but whatever the 8 is, what does 8 finish in? 81 is not prime. Oh, both 83 and 89 are. 41, 43, 50. Oh, look, 41's not possible. 43, if that's a 4, this is part of 43. If it's a 5, though, it's part of 53 or 59. Ah, so one of those is 3 or 9, but I kind of knew that anyway. I'm looking around for more help now, and I'm not finding any. What am I missing here? 80. Yeah, 1 is in one of those. So it's all about placing 3 in one of those and 9 in one of those, or the other way round. Is there some restriction on 3 or 9? 23 and 29 are both primes, irritatingly. So one of these ends in a 1. Something like that. That will be a number, that will be a number, and that will be a number. So the one that begins with a 7 is not starting with a prime ender. 17, 27, 37, 47 is still fine, 57. That's all, actually. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Is that right? 17 is impossible because 1's been used. 27 is impossible. 37, the 7 cannot begin with one of the primes or it's one of the prime enders, or it's wasting it. 47 is possible. 57 is possible. 67, oh, that's still prime. Ah! It's very hard to work this out. Looking at it like this, maybe I have to choose one of the ways. So let's choose a 1 and an 8 and be prepared to reflect it if necessary. So the 1 is part of a prime ending there. If it was up here, 31, 61, they're the only possibilities if it's in that position. If the 1 was here, I think that's still, oh no, 41 becomes possible then. Ah, and it can't be 31 because it wouldn't begin with a prime, because that would be wasting one of the prime enders. So it would be 61 there. This would be either 83 or 89. That would be 23 or 29. They all work fine. But this would be a prime, 37 or 97. They're both primes. No, actually, this has to be a prime, 43 or 53 or 49 or 59. Oh, it's so confusing. So the other one of 4 or 5 has to begin the 7. So 47, 57 is not a prime. So 47 must begin the 7. That might be true whichever way you set this up. If that's right, 5, then you'd have a kind of 3-9 possibility there. And this would work, I think. Is there any reason this wouldn't work? Yes, there blinking is. Look at that 156. That is stopping that being 561. Okay, well, I've hit on that. I don't know how you're meant to, but it proves this can't be the 1 because that forces this to be a 6 and that to be a 5. So we can go back, restore those the right way round. Let's see if that logic still works. Oh, well, it puts a 1 up here, doesn't it, now? 5, 6, right, now, 80-something. So this is now, I can colour my primes now because I know that those two have got to be primes. And let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to take this call. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I did have to take that call. I apologise. Right, now I'm getting my head around these primes. 3 of them marked. That must be the other one because it has to start there and not be wasted there. Yes, that's prime. So these orange cells are the primes. So that is a 3-9 pair. That's one of the prime numbers. That's another. Can't decide what that one is yet. 20-something must be one there. Then there's one here that can't be 47, and 57 isn't prime. So that's 67. Hit the wrong button. 67. This is 4 or 5 and begins something ending in 1. So it can't be 51, which isn't prime. It's 41. 5 there. Do we know the choice of 53 or 59? No, they're both prime, I think. So anyway, what can we eliminate now? That's not a 5. That's not a 1. That's not an 8. Oh, come on, come on. Something must be picked up here for the, oh, maybe the little killer clue now. This can still be any of those. That can't be a 4. This can't be a 6. The minimum, 5, 7, 16, 18, 19. Still 7 degrees of freedom. That's not enough to work on. This is 2, 4, or 9, is that? 7 is in one of those cells. 9, I do not know. 4 is in one of those two. 4, 2, 6. Maybe this can't be a 9 because it makes this an 8, or that way round. Oh, this can't be 8. Oh, what have we got going on here? 9, 3, 1, 6, 7, that's 4 or 5. That's 2 or 4. These are quite restricted. 9, 3, 6, 1, 7, 4. 2, 5 or 8 there. How's that going to help? If this... it's quite interesting. If this was one of 2, 4, 5, 8 would have to be here and couldn't be here. But that would keep them low, which is what we're wanting to do. That would be more important if it was keeping 2 of them high. Ah, come on, come on. There's definitely... Oh, look, 5 on the diagonal, you fool. 4 up there, 5 there. Oh, don't tell me that doesn't help. Don't tell me that. 4, 8, 2, 1, 3. This is 5 or 9 here. 6, 7 or 9. I'm just filling in the candidates now. 4, 8, 2, 1, 3, 7 or 9. 5 or 6 there. Okay, 9 is in one of those. Oh no, it could be there. 5, no. 3 and 9, no. How on earth do you deal with this? Minimum there is 7. 5 and 2 would give 7. Then you've got 9 is 16. These two would have to add up to 10, which they can do either way round, 9 and 1 or 2 and 8. Okay, but these two interact, don't they? One of them is 8 and one of them is 9. Now, how's that going to help? There must be something going on with that. If that's 9, there's a 9 here and an 8 here. Oh, that 8. Well, I mean, I don't know. This doesn't have to be minimum, does it? Oh, mind you, maybe one end has to be minimum. If that was minimum, 2 and 1, 3, 12. These would add up to 14, which would be doable either way, 6 and 8, or 9 and 5. Couldn't be 9, 5 for what it's worth, because that's 5 or 9. But it could be 6, 8, 9, 2, 1. Is there a reason it couldn't? Put 8 there. 9 here, obviously. I don't see why not. Oh, come on, there's something here. There's something here. What is it? 4, 7, 3, 9. What's this? 4, 5, 2, 6, or 8. 1, 4, 2, 5, 7, 9. 3, 6 or 8 there. 5, 8, 7. That's much less helpful. 1, 6, 7, 9, 5. Oh, what? Oh, look, 6 is looking at that. Something like that. Yeah, 5 and 5, and that can't be 5. So we've got a 5 on the diagonal. Right, things are getting interesting now. That's not a 5. 14. We need another 12 from these three. So 2 there, and those can add up to 10. If that's a 4, these can't add up to 8. That is not a 4. If this is an 8, 22, these would have to add up to 4. That's not possible. That's a 2. Yes! 2 is not there. We can place 2 over here. Oh, right. Now, 7, 16. These add up to 10. I still don't know which way round, but they don't include a 5. And this one can't be an 8 now. Oh, surely we are getting there. 9 there now. 6 there. That finishes a column. That can't be 7. 5, 1, 4, 2, 6. We've used the diagonals. We've almost used the little killer clue. So it's just Sudoku. 8 there from the 9 in the first column. That puts 9 there. That finishes up the extra region. Now that's an 8. This must be 1 and 9. Now we've used all the clues, and it's just classic Sudoku from here. Just classic. What a puzzle. That is so clever throughout. 3, 7, 4, 6, 8, 3. Boxes 4, 5, and 6 done. 5, 8, yes. 2, 4. I don't want to be making a mistake, but I do feel like I am coming home finally. 3 and 7 in those. 5 and 6 down here. 9, 6, 1. What a clever puzzle. Very interesting set of logic together, and I did enjoy the prime and square boxes, which were quite reminiscent of numerical crosswords that I'm occasionally doing, so I liked them. Let's just get rid of the colors there. That's what the solution should look like. I'm gonna hit the check function and pray. Looks good to me. Wow, that's a really clever puzzle. Thanks, Jodowo. Sorry we didn't do it in time, but I'm glad we got round to it. That was worth doing. Good fun. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you solved the puzzle, because I think that was tough. But thanks very much for watching and for following us. Do subscribe, and hope to see you soon. Bye for now.